beer. Best thing in the world. How many of you in here have had the opportunity to enjoy a nice beer? Show of hands. Pretty much everybody? All right. Well, some cool interesting facts about beer. Number one alcoholic beverage consumed in the world. And it's also the third most consumed beverage besides water and tea. So lots of beer is drank each year throughout the world. Little history about beer. First recorded account about 6,000 years ago, plus or minus a few hundred years. All right, they actually think that the first time it happened was just by natural yeast got into it, and they had beer. Someone decided to be stupid and drink it, and then the greatness started after that. Religious, not meaning to offend here, but Jesus, there is thoughts that he didn't turn water to wine, that he was actually a brewer, that he turned water to beer. All right? When it got a little bit higher, Christianity became more esteemed and everything like that, kings and queens, they changed it to wine because beer was for the lower end people of life. Middle Ages, beer became an essential part of life. All right? You had the Black Plague going on, stuff like that. Water was a main contributor to getting sick. Well, they found out that beer didn't make people sick. They didn't know why. They just thought it was magical. Ended up because they have to boil the water to make beer, which we all know today will kill anything in it. Health benefits of beer. All right? Surprisingly enough, people think that beer is horrible for you. It's not. Beer is the most nutrient-dense food that we know. Nothing else beats it. Right? It actually is a great post and pre-workout drink. The alcohol in it actually helps blood flow circulate through the body. Afterwards, it also helps circulate the blood flow, but it also has a lot of complex and simple carbohydrates in it, plus all the nutrients that are in it, therefore making it good for the body. All right, so don't tell people that, or don't listen to people when they say it's bad for you. All right. Ingredients. What makes up a beer? Everybody knows how to drink it, but no one knows what's in it. It's pretty simple. You got four main ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. All right. Water makes up roughly 98% of beer. All right. The malted barley, that's the grain that you put in it. That's how you get the actual sugars. I'm going to show you how it actually creates alcohol when they brew these things. The hops is for flavor. Right? Cool thing about hops too, it's actually a natural preservative. All right. Some beers, how much hops they have in them is a direct relation to the fact that they had to be shipped long distances. All right. They put more hops in them, therefore it stayed fresh longer. And then yeast. Yeast, everybody knows what yeast is. You use it for baking. That's one of the main ingredients in beer. So, got a little drawing for you guys here today, just because I wanted to write on the whiteboard. This is my little yeast man right here, all right? He's inside your beer. That's been erased. Little chemistry for you guys. Here's a sugar molecule, all right? The wheat and other grains that are in there break down, you get a sugar molecule. All right, so our yeast, he eats that, all right? And because of my audience, I can do this one. And out comes ethanol, the alcohol that makes you drunk. So yes, when you drink beer or any other alcohol, you are drinking yeast poop, all right? So, tastes good though, don't worry about it. All right, so that's basically how it works, the brewing process, to get your flavors and everything like that. It depends on when the yeast, hops, barley is put in, how long it's brewed for, and the different ways it's grown and where it comes from in the region. Even the water and where it comes from gives a different taste. All right, so all those go factor into how you actually brew it and what it tastes like. So, we got 3 different types of beers. All right? You have ales, lagers, and specialty. All right, that's it. You see all these other beers? All of them fall into one of those categories. All right? Ales. Top fermenting yeast. That means the yeast is on top. It needs to be fermented in a warmer temperature. Usually has a higher alcohol content, fuller and more complex flavors in them. Some examples: barley wine, English bitter, pale ale. Anybody's had those? All right, really, really hoppy, real bitter. Scottish ale, Belgian Strauch, and porter. Imperial Stout's another one. That's one of the ones I was telling you about, the hops being preserved. They used to be shipped from England to Russia, all right, to preserve for that long time. They actually had to really up the hops in it, up the alcohol content, and that's to preserve the beer, all right. Lagers, they are bottom fermenting yeast, all right, and they usually ferment at a cooler temperature, okay. That's the main difference between your lager and your ales. Lower alcohol content, not as complex, a little bit more bland tasting type beer. They're actually the most common beer in America. All right, you know, your Budweiser, Bud Light, all that stuff. All right, those are lagers. Example, American lager. It's the most produced. Again, your Budweisers, Coors, all that good stuff. Pilsner, which is the most popular beer in the actual world. Bock, Dunkel, and Oktoberfest. Everybody knows about the Oktoberfest one, right? Well, Scotch kind of cool. They used to brew all year round. When March came, the summer, harvest was over, they couldn't brew any more beer, so they brewed everything they could. Stored in the Alpine caves. Come October, when the new harvest came, and they started making beer again, they pulled out whatever they had left over from over the summer and partied for about 16 days with that stuff. So that's where the Oktoberfest actually comes from. Last one is your specialty beers. Now these can be a lager, an ale, or a mix of the two. Okay? What makes a specialty is the fact that there's a lot of other ingredients that go into them. I mean, you can talk about candy, there's bacon, coffee, chocolate, wheat, any of those. There's actually one company that make a bacon maple beer. It's horrible. Do not try it. All right? Some examples of these are Wise or wheat beer. A man back here likes Hefty Wise, which means wheat beer with yeast put in at the end. All right? So they keep actual live yeast in the beer when you're drinking it. Pretty good, light, nice, subtle. There's smoked beer where they actually roast all your grains. Fruit or veggie beers, yeah, there's like broccoli beer out there. Again, not a wise choice. And then herbs and spices. A lot of your seasonal beers, pumpkins, cinnamon, stuff like that. All right. Some of the places I got all my information from, all right, and you can read more. There's a lot more about beer. We got tobeasnob.com, all right, it's a good one. How Beer Saved the World, it's a documentary. Awesome. Watch it. The Beer Book, love that one. Hops and Happiness, all right, that one's just good for home brewing right there. And then the Beer Advocate magazine, all right, you can get that one online. So, now that you know about beer, all right, stop drinking this crap and go get some real good beer. Thank you.